I now call to order the Committee on House Administration for today's committee meeting. A quorum is present, so we may proceed. The meeting record will remain open for 5 legislative days so that members may submit any materials that they wish to be included therein. There are 3 items that we have on the docket today. First, Committee Resolution 115-6, the committee's views and estimates on the fiscal year 2019. Second, we have Committee Resolution 115-7, a measure to amend the regulations collectively known as the Members Congressional Handbook. And third, the Committee Resolution 115-8, a measure to amend the regulations collectively known as the Committee Handbook. The first item before us is Committee Resolution 115-6, the committee's views and estimates for fiscal year 2019. The Congressional Budget Act of 1974 requires congressional committees to submit to the Committee on the Budget their views and estimates on programs within their jurisdictions. The views and estimates we are making up today highlight the committee's continued work to conduct oversight and identify future potential savings at the Federal Election Commission. As the committee has stated previously, one way to reduce the FEC's budget is to eliminate the Presidential Election Campaign Fund. The committee estimates that the committee continues that recommendation. In addition, the views and estimates highlight the ongoing concerns the committee has with the Election Assistance Commission. The views and estimates reflect the committee's support for the ongoing efforts to strengthen the cybersecurity platforms within each of the legislative branch entities and agencies. Equally important, the committee supports the ongoing efforts in the House to ensure it has the resources and assistance in the event of a cyber attack. Furthermore, the views and estimates recognize the importance of providing resources to address the issue of sexual harassment. As I have said previously, one case of sexual harassment is one too many. We need to ensure that the House's training program, which will begin this April, is effective in educating and preventing discrimination and harassment. Finally, the views and estimates recognize the ongoing need to secure and protect members, their staffs, their constituents, and of course the public. The events in the summer of 2017 and the corresponding increase in threats against members demonstrate security remains paramount. The committee supports funding for the United States Capitol Police and the House Sergeant-at-Arms for these efforts. The second measure before us, Committee Resolution 115-7, clarifies certain provisions and makes additional technical corrections to the Member Congressional Handbook, and I'll mention a few. First, the committee resolution incorporates the prohibitions contained in H.Res. 724, which we passed earlier this month. H.Res. 724, among other things, prohibits the member's representational allowance from being used for settlements or for an award in connection with conduct prohibited by the Congressional Accountability Act. The committee resolution also clarifies the use of the MRA for security, including allowing prior year funds to be obligated for security furnishings and enhancements, clarifies the role of the House Sergeant-at-Arms in approving non-capital security enhancements, clarifies responsibility for costs associated with security enhancements considered capital improvements, clarifies payments for security personnel are an ordinary and reimbursable expense, and lastly, clarifies security items exceeding $500 must be added to office inventory. Finally, the third measure on our docket, Committee Resolution 115-8, mirrors the changes in the Members Congressional Handbook as it relates to settlements and awards under the Congressional Accountability Act. The measure prohibits committee funding from being used for settlements or awards in connection with conduct prohibited by the Congressional Accountability Act. I'd now like to recognize my colleague and the committee's ranking member, Mr. Brady, for the purpose of providing an opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for calling this business meeting today. I support the 3 committee resolutions before us. However, we do intend to file minority views on the proposed views and estimates on the President's budget, as we do have some well-known disagreements about the Election Assistance Commission and the Federal Election Commission. And of course, we support the ban on using the MRA or committee funds to settle sexual harassment and discrimination cases. That is a very long overdue common sense change, and I appreciate your bipartisan work on that. I encourage my colleagues to support the proposal before us, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yields back. Does any other member wish to be recognized for the purposes of an opening statement? Seeing none, I now call up and lay before the Committee Resolution 115-6, the views and estimates for fiscal year 2019. Without objection, the first reading is dispensed with, and the resolution is considered read and open for amendment. Would any member like to make a statement? Would any member like to offer an amendment to the resolution? Seeing none, without objection, the amendment will be considered as read. Are there any other members who wish to be recognized on the amendment? There are none, so the question is on the amendment offered to the views and estimates for fiscal year 2019. The question is on the motion to adopt Committee Resolution 115-6, the views and estimates for fiscal year 2019. The question is on the motion. All of those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed signify by saying nay. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion is agreed to. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. Does any member wish to submit supplemental or minority views? Pursuant to Clause 2 of Rule 11, the member is entitled to 2 additional calendar days to file such views in writing and signed by that member and file with the clerk of the committee. I now call up and lay before the Committee Resolution 115-7, a measure to clarify and make technical corrections to the Member Congressional Handbook. Without objection, the first reading is dispensed with, and the committee resolution is considered read and open for the committee. Would any member like to make a statement? Would any member like to offer an amendment to the resolution? If there are no amendments, I move the committee to adopt Committee Resolution 115-7. The question is on the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed signify by saying nay. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion is agreed to. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. Does any member wish to submit supplemental or minority views? I now call up and lay before the Committee Resolution 115-8, a measure making technical corrections to the committee handbook. Without objection, the first reading is dispensed with, and the resolution is considered read and open for amendment. Would any member like to make a statement? Would any member like to offer an amendment? If there are no amendments, I move the committee adopt Committee Resolution 115-8. The question is on the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed signify by saying nay. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion is agreed to. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. Does any member wish to submit supplemental or minority views? Seeing none, for all of the matters considered today, I'd ask unanimous consent that the staff be authorized to make technical and conforming changes if necessary. Without objection, so ordered. That concludes today's markup. Without objection, the markup is adjourned.